In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use managed databases for MySQL and DigitalOcean. By the end, you'll know exactly how to navigate the dashboard, pick the right options for your workload, and launch a reliable MySQL database cluster with confidence. Start by heading to the DigitalOcean dashboard and signing in. From the main navigation, open the Projects area. Projects are a simple way to organize your infrastructure. Think of them as folders for related resources. If you don't already have a dedicated project for this database, it's a good idea to create one now and give it a descriptive name so teammates immediately understand what it's for. Keeping databases in their own project makes billing and access control cleaner down the road. Once you're inside the right project, look for the Create button at the top of the screen. Click it, then choose Databases. This brings you to the database creation flow where you'll pick the engine and configuration that best match your needs. You'll see multiple engine options. You can explore MongoDB and PostgreSQL to compare features if you're curious, but for this tutorial, we'll focus on MySQL. Select MySQL to continue. Next, you'll choose the database configuration. DigitalOcean offers several tiers designed for different use cases. The basic option uses shared CPU and is great for development, testing, small internal tools, or low-traffic apps where cost efficiency matters more than performance. General purpose uses dedicated CPU and is a better fit for production workloads that need consistent performance and predictable response times. Storage optimized also uses dedicated CPU, but emphasizes faster disks and higher I/O throughput, ideal for write-heavy or data-intensive scenarios. If you're unsure, a conservative approach is to start with general purpose for production and scale as you learn about real traffic patterns. After picking a configuration type, select a plan size. This is where you balance CPU and RAM to fit your application. A good rule of thumb is to match your plan to peak expected load, not just average. It's easier to scale down after observing usage than to deal with a surprise bottleneck. Then, choose your storage size. Storage and compute scale independently on managed databases, so you can right-size the disk without overcommitting CPU. If you anticipate rapid growth or unpredictable spikes in data volume, enable storage autoscaling. This helps prevent downtime or write failures caused by a full disk, and it expands storage seamlessly within the limits you define. It's one of the best insurance policies you can turn on for peace of mind. You'll also see an option to maximize uptime for critical workloads. Enabling high availability provisions, standby resources, and sets up automatic failover, reducing the blast radius of hardware issues. If this database supports user-facing or revenue-generating features, consider turning this on to keep your app responsive during maintenance windows or unexpected events. Now choose a data center region. Pick the region closest to your application servers to minimize latency. If your users are concentrated in a particular geography, placing the database nearby can noticeably improve performance. Also consider data residency requirements if your industry or customers have compliance constraints. Before launching, review the Finalize and Create section. This is your summary: engine, plan, storage, region, and availability. Double-check each setting so you don't provision something larger than intended or in the wrong region. You'll also see the total monthly cost estimate. This helps you understand how storage, performance tier, and high availability affect your bill. If cost control is important, confirm auto-scaling limits and start with a modest plan you can upgrade later. When everything looks right, click Create Database Cluster. DigitalOcean will begin provisioning. This can take a few minutes, and when it's done, you'll get connection details for MySQL, including the host, port, username, and a secure password. Treat those credentials carefully and store them in a secret manager or environment variables, not in your source code. From here, you can restrict trusted sources, connect your app, and start running migrations. That's the full walkthrough. You navigated to projects, created a database, chose MySQL, picked the right configuration and storage strategy, enabled options that fit your uptime needs, selected a region, reviewed the cost, and launched the cluster. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you set up a reliable, scalable MySQL database on DigitalOcean with confidence.